Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is Jacob Silva. Jacob, thank you so much for accepting the interview. I'm so glad you accepted to be my guest. So, can you please get to know the fans with your achievements, with your results, some important things from your career, and then we're gonna go step by step. Can you just a bit up, please? Yes, yes, that's perfect. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. To be honest, can you repeat the question again?
Can you please say something about yourself, in general?
Oh yeah. I would say that I'm a pretty funny guy. I joke around a lot. You know, but I take my competition pretty seriously. I have a strong competitive. I'm pretty competitive. And pretty much everything I do. Training. You know, sports. Anything I do. I take it pretty personal. Like win or lose. But at the same time, I do like to joke around a lot. I'm very family oriented. I love my family, man. I don't really do much outside of training. Just with my family as much as I can. Family as in my wife and my daughter. You know, uh, um, besides that, I think I had a pretty good amateur career. My professional career is going pretty good. Except for my last two losses on the freaking contender series. But I can't really, control that.
Okay. When did you officially start training MMA, and which was your first martial art?
So I officially started November 2010 is when I had officially started training. And my first martial arts wasn't really a martial arts. I mean, it was kind of everything. Like the gym that I joined, we did, MMA was the core base. And all throughout high school and when I was growing up, uh I only did like sports like football, basketball, baseball, never wrestling, karate, taekwondo, nothing like that. So I really didn't start martial arts till I was in my 20s, and then I had my first amateur fight uh, within like 5 months of training, and then after that took off, I just kept on going, man.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. So, you train many martial arts. You say I'm like in MMA gym or so. So, is your fighting style MMA or it's something different?
I don't think my fighting style is MMA. I think my fighting style is aggressive, like aggression. Like I just want to fight. Uh, I mean, yes, I do know different styles and different arts, but I just tend to use it when I have to, I guess. Um, I mean, yeah, I love boxing. I love boxing, uh, but there's a lot of fighters out there that are pretty, I guess, based on one type of art, and I'm not that type of fighter. I know a little bit of this. My background is MMA, so it's pretty much what works for MMA. Not more so. My style is kickboxing or wrestling or whichever.
So, you want to say that you are, in my state, we said you are a highly adjustable fighter.
Yeah, exactly. If the fight goes to the ground, I'm perfectly fine with that. As you can see, my last fight when I fought PJ Bays, uh, I mean he's a pretty high level grappler. He went for some subs and he couldn't get them. Most people think that I don't have any jits, but I mean my ground game is pretty solid. My kickboxing is pretty decent. My hands is okay. I mean I'm not the perfect fighter, but I'm pretty pretty good for the lack of background experience. I would say there's a lot of fighters who grew up doing wrestling, grew up doing taekwondo, grew up doing all these sports, and when I started, I was 21. When I started, go put it over there. So I mean, I think I've done pretty good for my time frame.
Outstanding. Do you have a nickname?
Yeah, nickname is Jacob the Little Animal Silva.
Wow, it's awesome nickname. Pretty much unique. Haven't heard more unique nickname than that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
and you know what? I try to live by it too, man. I try to I try to give my fans a show for coming to watch me. I don't like fights going to the distance. I don't like boring fights. I tend to push the pace as much as possible. I pretty much try to break my opponent's will by just going as hard as I can the freaking whole time.
Outstanding. Who are your coaches and sparring partners?
So my coach is a pretty well-known guy. His name is Saul Solis. He trained Christina Cyborg, Tito Ortiz.
That's him.
He trained, yeah, man. He trained Rico Rodriguez. He trained a lot of fighters. He coached on the freaking Ultimate Fighter, like the second season, I think. Once upon a time, and he's a great guy, man. He brought MMA to Houston, and he used to have his own show, called Freaking Renegades, and he gave that up to just coach, and so the gym is called a Metro Fight Club, and actually, Rico Rodriguez is coming to Houston next week. He's gonna come visit, so that's pretty awesome to have an ex Ultimate Fighter champion in present at the gym. It's pretty nice. And my training partners, you might know a guy named Adrian Yanez. He's one of my main training partners.
I interviewed him.
Oh, you did? Really? Okay,
Great
that
guy.
guy is, well, yeah. So okay, he's one of my main training partners. Um we spent a lot of time fighting, not fighting, but sparring. His last opponent was the same height as myself. 5'5", and then his next opponent is my same height. So we're gonna be spending a lot of time sparring, training, wrestling together, just so he could get adjusted to like the height difference. Uh, a guy named Leomano Martinez. He fought on the Dana White Contender Series as well. He didn't have the best of luck, but he didn't showcase his skills. But man, that guy is solid. He's really good. That fight he just got caught. It really wasn't his day. There's a guy named Cameron Sutherland. Cameron Smotherland. I don't know. He has a pretty weird last name, Michael. We have there's about 5 pro fighters. The rest of the guys, they're like, amateurs, but they're working their way up to a turn pro. But those two guys are like probably like the most well known fighters, out of our gym. And we're just growing from there.
Oh, awesome, really awesome. What can you say about your first amateur fight? Was it a very stressful experience for you, or you were barely waiting to step into the fire?
So my first amateur fight, man, believe it or not, it was 4 legacy fighting championships. Mick Maynard, he was the matchmaker for the flyweight division. Okay, well, Mick is from Houston, and Mick used to have a fight promotion here in Houston called Legacy, right? Well, this was like 10 years ago. So my amateur debut, I was the main event fighting for his vacant 125 belt, and you know, there was my first fight. My opponent, it was his fifth fight. You know, and so I was pretty nervous. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous because there's, you know, it was the main event. You know, fighting for a belt, going 5 rounds. You know, and then the guy I was fighting was pretty experienced as well. So I didn't really know how I was gonna react or do against this guy. Anyways, long story short, you know, we ended up going. The fight ended up being 3 rounds instead of 5. I'm not too sure why, and I lost in a freaking split decision. You know, and from there, man, it just kept on going. But you know what? I was pretty nervous. I was pretty nervous in the first round. I was exhausted. Maybe because I was just nervous fighting with my mouth open. My mouth was cotton mouth. It was just dry. You know, but I mean, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was very fun. And so then after that, I just kept on fighting, you know, and I freaking loved it, man.
Who was your toughest amateur opponent? Do you have one?
Uh, my toughest amateur opponent, it would probably be a guy named Roberto Sanchez. He used to fight in the freaking UFC also. He was a flyweight fighter as well. Uh, that guy was tough. You know, I actually beat him as an amateur. Then we had a rematch as a pro, and then one guy he beat me as a pro. You know, but uh that guy is pretty legit. You know, he's one of the few guys that I cannot put away, only because you know his wrestling and his ground game was so good. You know, but if I had to say, you know, that was probably my toughest fight.
What can you say about your professional debut?
Oh man, you know, most people don't know, man. You know, so my professional debut, the gym I was at actually closed down. So when I signed this contract for to make my pro debut, I I didn't have a gym like the last 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. You know, I didn't have a gym, so I was just training with my uncle, and you know, we were just doing boxing the whole time. So you know, I hate to pull out of fights, so I I just kept on going. You know, I didn't pull out. I just kept fighting, and then the night of the fight came. I was doing really good. I freaking rocked the guy. You know, the guy fell, and then so the guy Michael, that's the guy I fought. He told me when I dropped him and I punched him, he like blacked out, and then he said that I punched him again and I woke him up, and when I woke him up, he see my leg, and then he just turned for a freaking knee bar, and then one guy he caught the knee bar, and you know I didn't know how to get out of a knee bar at that time, and so I didn't want to tap. So then my knee popped twice, you know, it freaking hyperextended. So then I eventually, you know, fucking tapped out, but my pro debut was not how I intended it on going. You know, I didn't have a camp. You know, I really didn't have a camp. You know, didn't have a real, you know, MMA coach. I just had two boxing coaches. You know, in my corner. So then I lost that fight. Then my second fight, I fought Roberto Sanchez. That fight went the distance. You know, and then that fight is when I joined a Metro Fight Club, training on the Saw. And then I was with Saw about 3 weeks, you know, before my second fight. And then that fight, I went, I went the distance with freaking Sanchez, and then Sanchez e- ended up winning the fucking LFA belt, and then he went to the freaking UFC, you know, after that. But I mean, yeah, my debut was was not as planned, you know.
Yeah, I understand. How did you defeat Albert Apia?
Sure.
How did you defeat Albert Tapia?
So Albert Tapia, that guy was a pretty good too. I was really nervous because I never lost two fights, back to back, and this was my third fight, as a pro, and I was thinking in the back of my head, I was like, man, if I lose this fight, I might have to freaking fucking quit fighting because you can't just start your career 0-3. That's a bad record. So then uh look at his record was pretty decent at that time, and we started standing up, of course, and then Albert decided to like take me down, and to be honest, when he took me down, the triangle, it just fell in place. It just fell like I wasn't really going for it, and then I just noticed my leg was there. So then I just cranked on it, and then I made a big mistake by like not letting the referee stop it, cause like Albert, he didn't physically tap, but like he verbally tapped. So as then as I have my triangle in, he's like, hey, tap tap tap, so I'm like, okay, so I let him up. And if you watch the fight, the referee who refereeing that fight, he looks at me and then he looks at him, and because he doesn't know what just happened. So I like, hey man, that guy tapped. So then Albert was a good enough guy to man up and tell the referee, yeah, I tapped, because the referee didn't even see it. So I learned that lesson, pretty quick, to like either put him to sleep or keep going to the referee, stop, try to stop the fight.
Against Raul Garcia, it was a 30-second knockout, right?
Yeah,
The fastest
yeah,
one
yeah.
of
It
your
was
career, or
32, 36 seconds or something like that. He came down from like Oklahoma, to fight, and uh, that fight was another card that was freaking crazy because I was, so let's say there was like, let's say 14 fights, right? Well, I was like fight number 9. Okay, well, that was whenever Legacy had freaking Access TV, and so Legacy was on like a time frame so that their main card could go live on TV. Okay, well, Daniel Pineda was fighting after me. Okay, this is whenever we were both fighting, before he got signed to the damn UFC. And then so I'm getting ready to walk out, and then one of some lady in charge, she comes and she tells me, she said, hey Jacob, I'm sorry Jacob, we ran out of time, but you're gonna have to be the last fight after the whole card is ran. So I'm getting ready to walk out, warmed up, I'm like, in my zone, and then she comes out and she's like, hey Jacob, I'm sorry, we got to push you to the end of the night. So yeah, so I was pretty pissed off, and so then they freaking had the national anthem. They had somebody say a speech. It was like 20 minutes, because they had to be on this time frame to start at 9 o'clock p.m. on TV. So then Daniel Pineda went out and fought. Then like 4 other people went out and fought on, because they're on TV. So then my fight comes back again, and then I warm up again, and then I finally walk out, and then you know the fight finishes in like under 40 seconds, and I was like, see y'all could have let me fight, because I knew, I just felt so confident, you know uh with this fight, that it wasn't gonna be that long. So then there was a lot of up and downs during that fight, man. So yeah.
was your fight against Sean Solis the hardest fight of your professional career?
Yeah, yeah, that was probably the hardest fight of my professional career, man. Just because the guy is so tough. The guy's so tough, you know. That dude took some damage, you know, and I mean, he was so strong, you know. And his ground game is good too, and you know, I pretty much had to like wear him down. I had to like wear him down, you know, throughout the rounds, you know, just you know, with my boxing and stuff. And I just couldn't put him away. And then coming into the fifth round, you know, my cardio it's never a factor in my eyes, you know. I Something like that. You know, I feel like, you know, I could just keep going. And you know, Sean was going too. You know, Sean was pretty, you know, impressive with his cardio. But you know, the end of the end of the fourth round, I thought that I had the best of him. Then I seen him started to bleed from his face. So then that fifth round came in, and you know, uh uh there was just like something in me that was just like just go, just you know, keep going, you know, try to finish them. And then eventually I finished them in the fourth minute of the fifth round, you know. And that fight was tough. That fight was really tough. You know, Sean Solis just fought this past weekend also. You know, he won, you know, so congrats to him on that. But yeah, man, that guy there is tough. That guy there is tough.
What can you say about your contender runs?
Man, my contender runs. So the first fight, man, that fight was fun. That fight was very fun. Uh, it was a shocker to me that 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 the guy was going to stand with me, because I feel like all my career, I really haven't had any uh opponent to like want to trade with me, you know, to like want to punch and kick, you know. So my opponent, I can't think of his name, but my opponent, you know, he did pretty good, man. One cut, he really underestimated me. I'm sorry, I underestimated him, you know. But uh I don't think I lost that fight, man. I mean, he got me with a kick in the head, you know, in that second round, but that was really it. You know, the fight was really close. If you look at the stats, the fight was really close. You know, I mean, it could have been a tie, but you know, it went for him. You know, and you know, I pushed the pace as much as possible. You know, if the fight would have been 5 rounds, you know, I know for sure that, you know, I would have broke him, you know, because I was not tired at all. That third round, I was still trying to throw hammers, man. You know, I was good. Uh, the kick in the face, it didn't really face me at all. You know, I just got kicked and I just kept on walking. Uh, but I mean, you know, that fight really, you know, that fight made me a dig deep, you know. And you know, I'm sure it made him dig deep also. But you know, it just made me you know, really want to just push more, you know. So my so then after that loss, I really didn't know what I was gonna do, you know. If I was gonna try to fight again, or try to hang it up, because, you know, I'm 32, you know. And 32, I'm not gonna say it's old, but you know, trying to get in the UFC at flyweight division. The flyweight division was once not even a option, you know. It you know, they shut it down, then they brought it back, so it's kind of on at the border, you know. They released a lot of fighters, so you know, I'm not too sure, you know, what's going on with that. But I mean, as of now, the flyweight division is booming, though. You know, it's doing good. So, you know, hopefully I could get like a short notice call or something. But yeah, man, that fight there was fun. You know, if we could run that back, you know, I would love that rematch.
Well, it would be very much fun, right? So,
Yeah.
can you please pinpoint to the greatest differences between 3 round and 5 round fight?
Uh, for me.
Yes,
for myself,
for you, for you.
3 rounds, 3 rounds fight. Uh, Man, you know what is it's hard, man. It's really hard because I the only difference is that is training. That I train a little bit harder and longer. You know, and then when I fight, uh, I've been to 5 rounds once. Well, besides like an amateur, but those were only 3 minutes. Uh, like I feel like my cardio is so good that I could go at 90% or like 100% each and every round. Especially once I catch that damn second win. Uh, once you get that second win, then I mean you're good. But the hardest thing is probably trying to condition your arms to like stay up, stay punching for 5 whole minutes, and wrestling, getting up and down, just pushing off the person, uh I mean, I don't like going 5 rounds, but I mean, if I have to, I will. If all fights are 5 rounds, it wouldn't bother me none at all. I'm fine with it. Uh, but man, I really can't pinpoint one thing because my motor in me is just go like 100%. And even if you watch that fight with Sean, that fifth round, I'm just walking forward. Sean was running, and I'm just walking forward like the whole time. But I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just it's a different animal in me, man. When I'm just gonna fight until I can't anymore.
So about the future plans, you said that you plan to take part in the UFC. So are you hoping to get invitation soon, or is there something going on?
Well, so at the moment, there's nothing going on really. I don't know what is going on with me. I don't have a manager. Everything I do, I just do it on my own. Like I get my own fights. I talk about my own sponsors, my own you know, everything I do is I do it upon myself. I don't have any kind of help. So I'm just hoping that they give me maybe a short notice call or maybe the freaking contender series, but the contender series won't be again until maybe mid-year of 2021. I'm thinking because they have the freaking Ultimate Fighter that is coming up next. With the 135ers and then the 185ers, and then I believe they're gonna go back to Abu Dhabi. Uh, you know, during that some time that short time. So at the moment right now, I'm trying to fight February. I'm trying to defend my belt here in freaking Houston. And but I don't have an opponent. I don't have a contract. It's just up in the air. Um, so I'm not too sure what's going on. I think that if I get another win, that that hopefully Mick Maynard, would like get a win of that, or Dana White, they'll get a win of that, and then maybe call me on like a short notice fight. Maybe somebody pulls out or something. I just gotta stay healthy. Because a lot of fighters they're not passing this freaking COVID test, and that they're pulling out, man, like crazy. So I just gotta stay ready, man. I mean, they have my number. They know what I'm about. So as of now, my plans are try to fight in February. And then if anything short comes up, I'm gonna take it. If it's 4 days freaking notice, 3 day notice. I mean, uh, I try to walk around like maybe 15 pounds away from 125, and I believe I could cut that in 3 days, you know, if I have to.
Can you describe one day of your life?
You are you ready for this? Okay. So one day of my life, all right. So I wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock. Yes, I'm gonna turn this camera.
Okay, okay, no problem.
So my daughter been ice skating for about 6 years, man. So these are her skates, right?
Whoa.
So my daughter figure skates, you know.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so 4 o'clock in the morning, we wake up in the morning. She's on the ice from 5 in the morning to 7 in the morning. Okay, so while she's skating, while she's skating, I go run my 3 miles while she's skating. So I run 3 miles every day. So when she's skating at from 5 a.m. to 7, I'm running. Then I come back and then I pick her up at 7 from the ice rink, and then she goes back to then she's doing school from home. So then uh, she has school from 7:30 to 2:30. So when she's in school, my wife is working from home also. So then I go train from 11 to 12:30 at my gym throughout the day. Then I come back home and I make lunch and I make lunch for my wife and my daughter. So then I pick up my daughter. So then I get my daughter ready for school. I mean, from school, because she has to be back at the ice rink from 3 to 5. So then she skates it. So she gets out of school at 2:15. So so then we have to be at the ice rink at 3 o'clock. So then my daughter ice skates from 3 to 5, right? Well, from 3 to 5, I usually take a nap because I just got done training at 11 to 12:30. So then when she gets done skating at 5, we go straight to the ice rink. I'm sorry, we go straight to the gym. So then from the gym, I train from 6 to 8. Well, when I'm training from 6 to 8, my daughter, she's resting, she's on her phone or something. So then once 8 o'clock comes, I get done training, and then I go home. I might buy lunch. I might buy dinner for the wife. You know, Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or something. I don't know. And we do that every day, man. So my daughter trains about 4 hours a day. I train about 4 hours a day, and that's every day, brother. Every day, man. It's busy. It's busy.
That's really, really awesome. Would you like to add something to this interview? Is there maybe someone you would like to give shout out to, or
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I want to say my last fight against JP Buys, I was not asleep, man. I was not asleep, bro. I don't know if you saw that fight or not,
I did?
but man, I was up and it was it was like 6 seconds left. I was good, bro. I was. I mean, yes, I was. I was. I'm not gonna say snoring. I was like goggling because all right there. So I was like trying to breathe, and maybe that's what the referee heard, Mark. But I mean, he didn't ask me anything. If I was, hey, like Jacob, you okay? Can you move something? He just stopped the fight, and I was pretty mad about that, man. That one right there got me. That fight got me. But besides that fucking history stuff, yeah, man. Hey, I want to thank you, brother, for this freaking interview, man. I don't do these often, I've probably done maybe 4 of them. Probably, I haven't done too many of them. So they're pretty cool. While I can, one thing my gym, Metro Fight Club, my coach Saw, man, he's amazing, brother. He's probably one of the best, MMA coaches, out there. All my teammates, my sponsors, St. Michael's Emergency Room. Can I give a shout out to my sponsors? Cool. Yeah, St. Michael's Emergency Room, Mike Seafood, my boy Daniel, he owns this freaking taco freaking business, man. This guy cooks amazing, brother. My buddy Tommy Mingadorf, he's a lawyer, he's this guy is smart. This guy is legit. Kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, man, this fight shirt, loaded pistol, man, they're good. They make a lot of fight shirts. This is one of their shirts. It's USA, but it's in shapes of like different caliber guns. It's pretty cool. Bull shirts. But yeah, brother, man. I mean, you too. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother.
No problem, Jacob. As I have some interviews already prepared, I will announce this interview on Sunday. Does it work for you?
Yeah. It's fine. Yes, it's fine, brother. That's perfect.
Okay, I will announce on Sunday and send you. Okay, thank you so much for the interview and hope to catch you all next time. Hope to see you in the UFC next time.
I know, brother. Me too, brother. Hey, thank you very much, brother. You have a great day.
All right, have a great day.
All right. So, bye.